Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jeff, and I'm doing my day trading recap. Today is Thursday, November 21st. I had two trades. Both were winners. One, I'm really happy and proud about. I executed it really well. No complaints. And then the second trade, I'm not proud about. It just wasn't a good trade. And I got rewarded for it. And so I got rewarded for bad behavior. And I'll explain to you why it was a bad trade. But let's go ahead and get into LB. I traded this at the open for a 5 minute opening range break up. So we had this level here. This is pre-market low, pre-market high. During pre-market, it was just chopping in this range here. So at the open, it printed this bullish hammer on the 5 minute. Really gorgeous hammer. Look at that wick implying that there's buying pressure there. Once this thing reclaimed VWAP, it pulled back to VWAP, bounced off VWAP. That was my confirmation. That alone right there was my confirmation because the implied buying pressure. Also, I want you to notice the volume here on that, right here, and then look at the volume. Good volume, right? So once it bounced off VWAP, also bouncing off pre-market low, I took this thing long with my stop right at VWAP. Once this cracked pre-market low, I just took a partial just to be sure. And as this started to, rip up higher, I started to sell into the strength there. So I took more partials, all quarter partials on the way up. Then I noticed here it started consolidating, just moving sideways here, and I was looking for a potential add for an ABCD pattern. So, right when this thing was consolidating, I want you to also notice on these pullbacks, right? Look at the volume. Volume is increase it's lower compared to this volume, right? And that's a very good sign. And once it pulled back here on this pullback here, I noticed that the volume was contracting, decreased volume, and that's a good sign. And it's a high probability that the price action is going to expand. So right when it broke that pre-market, or I'm sorry, the high of this 1 minute candle, I added to my position. So I still had shares here. I had set my hard stop at break even. But when I saw this beautiful ABCD pattern forming, I added to my position. So let me show you that ABCD pattern for those who haven't seen it yet. So this is ABCD, right? So the idea is the stock runs up, it consolidates, moves sideways, and then takes another leg up. And that's what you want to see. And this is my favorite pattern. So right when it broke that 1 minute high, I took it long with my hard stop right here. So I added full position back to my existing shares. And yeah, this thing immediately squeezed. I want you to notice, like I said, the volume contracts and look at that expansion on that volume, and you get this huge volume spike. So I took partials up there, and as it started to move up, I actually had this was my last level here of 1768, and then I also did see on the daily that I pulled up that there was a 50 moving average, and at that point, that's exactly where I took the rest of my shares off. So yeah, I was partially on the way up. This also formed another ABCD pattern here. Um, but at that point, I felt like it was too extended for me to add. I felt like the reward wasn't there for me. So yeah, this ended up being an amazing trade, and I made my daily goal on this trade. And this is why I'm going to explain to you why my second trade was a boneheaded trade. And I want to you want to get in the habit of once you make your goal, just pack it up and just walk away. Because the chances are you can give those profits back, and I used to do that in the past. And yeah, so let me show you the next trade I took that I'm not really happy about. So this was on LK, and I'll explain to you why I took this trade, but it was unnecessary. So you're looking at this. What is this? YouTube out there. You guys see any patterns of why I should have taken this trade? Probably not, right? Because there really wasn't. There wasn't a pattern, and I literally got in this just purely based on level two. Literally, I understand. Like, yeah, I made money on this, and I saw my what I saw on the level two ended up happening, but at the end of the day, the risk to reward probably wasn't the greatest, and it just wasn't a great trade. I've already made goal for the day, so I took it long here with my stop right here. And the reason why I took this trade on the ask, there was huge size stacking up at 27.50, literally 27.50. And I knew that if that broke that share size lot down, that this thing was going to get at least a 10-cent pop. And it gave me that 10-cent pop. But at the end of the day, I shouldn't have taken this trade. It's not the greatest trade. It's not good trading. It's just not. And that's why I'm not proud of this trade. And I got rewarded for bad behavior. But the moral of the story is, I'm telling you, once you make your goal, it's always a good idea. Do your recap, go on about your day, and come back the next day, and because you don't want to give those profits back, and even worse, go into the red. And I've done that plenty of times, plenty. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave it at the bottom. Other than that, feel free to, yeah, leave me a comment, and I will get to you as soon as I can.